Hello once again, Battle Brawlers. Oh, that's good. So I decided, you know what? I want to know what you guys think. I know what I think you guys think, but I need to know what you guys think. So I created a survey, spread it out towards the internet, and asked you guys, yes, I'm wearing the hat. This thing is legitimately awesome. I asked you guys some questions about Bakugan, what you're expecting, what you want, what you're hoping for, and the results were actually really surprising. Just to remind you guys, if you like this video, maybe share it because YouTube likes to push down my channel. Sometimes it's really annoying, but sharing would be cool. First question is, will you be new to Bakugan or a returning fan? Now, the results for this are a little obvious. Like 90% of people said they're a returning fan. There are a few that say, hey, we're new. And that's to be expected because nostalgia and the people who would initially be really excited for this kind of thing, the people who would actually participate in the surveys, are people who are already fans. So that one is exactly what I expected. Out of the attributes, which one do you like most? Now this one, totally thought it'd be Pyrus. It was Pyrus from the very beginning. The first few ones were just Pyrus, fire, Pyrus. And all of a sudden, Ventus caught up to Pyrus, and they were neck and neck, and I'm like, whoa. Did not see that coming. It makes sense. Shun and Dan were like the most popular characters. But then, all of a sudden, Chaos just comes screeching past them, and Chaos won. I mean, like, what? Chaos got the majority with 38% of the votes. What's a little funny is that the one that people liked the least was Subterra. People just don't care about Subterra. It's brown, it's gross, dirt, ew, don't like it. So Subterra is obviously not the fan favorite. So that's probably gonna reflect in sales, and yeah. I should have prefaced this video by mentioning that I use SurveyMonkey, not sponsored, and their free version only allows me 100 responses, and so I only have a pool of 100 people. More of you actually submitted and took the survey, which thank you, by the way. I got these results super fast. I was shocked at how fast I got these results. So thanks, you guys. If I decide to do more of these, maybe next time I'll actually pay for being able to get more results. But that being said, you guys are like totally awesome. Thank you. The third question was, are you most excited for the show or the game? This one was game for up until the very end. It was weird. Like, there were so many things changing in these results. It was awesome. The winner was actually the show, which is not what I expected. I mean, like, I figured people would be more excited about the toys and the game and the shooting the Bakugans and the collecting, which is all part of the game. The show doesn't really have that. It's just a show. And so seeing that more people, it's pretty neck and neck. It's pretty even. It was a 55-45 split, which is very surprising. It is so close. You guys are just like, man, we're pretty excited for both. And I even had some people on my Discord saying, can't decide. Like, some people actually skipped this question because they're like, I don't know, can't do it. Can't make a decision. Too tough. Next was, in the show, do you want standalone episodes, an overarching plot, or a little of both? This one was also weird to watch. Like, these you guys, when I was watching these results just accumulate, it was all just the overarching plot, hands down, and then all of a sudden, a little bit of both started coming in, and then all of a sudden, a standalone episode started creeping up, and I'm like, okay? Are these real results? Because this is not what I was expecting. Turns out the majority of you want a little bit of both, which is how it really should be, and that's a formula that works very well. A little bit of both got 50% of all the votes, while standalone and the overarching plots got 25-25 each. Now this is understandable. There needs to be a balance with these kind of shows, especially if it's gonna be a kid's show, which it's gonna be. And if it's just all plot, like all an overarching plot, then it's just gonna get stale, and people are gonna get tired of it, and it's just not gonna work out well. And if it's just standalone episodes, that works, but people have the fear of it being more like Teen Titans Go, and people have a very negative perception of Teen Titans Go, even though it's actually really funny, and the movie was actually superb, by the way. Having that balance, getting a little bit of both, it makes it to where it's more of a compromise. It's like, here, you take some of the comedy, take some of that standalone episode that you usually need, but give us a little bit of what we want, that overarching plot. So that the people want that combination to where we want Cartoon Network to be successful with the show, but we also want what we want. The OG fans, what we want. Next was in the show, what do you want to see the most? And it was the choices of action, comedy, slice of life, drama, and romance. This one, I mean, action took the lead. Action was just number one. People want to see the Bakugan fighting, which is understandable. Action cartoons are pretty awesome. They don't really succeed that well anymore, which is surprising. Like the Thundercats one, that did not work out very well. So that's a little saddening. You see these shows, these action cartoons work a lot better on streaming services like Netflix or Hulu, if they decide to grab those. But for Cartoon Network, it's not really doesn't really work. They've tried it, doesn't work. But the second place was slice of life, not comedy. Remember, comedy was an option here. I thought it would be action, comedy, everything else. It was action, slice of life, everything else. Comedy wasn't even third place. Drama took third place, and that was weird to see. So according to you guys, it looks like you guys want more of a casual experience with Bakugan, more of a fun kind of atmosphere, laid back kind of feeling to the show. Of course, we can't actually change the show right now because it's already been made and it's coming out. I mean, they must have had this thing done at least a few months in advance. So can't really change anything about that, but it gives a good insight into what they can do in future seasons. Next question, for the toys, what do you want Spin Master to prioritize? Quality of the toys, the game, or the variety of the toys? This one, I wasn't actually sure what I should have expected from this one, but I'm kind of happy with the results. Number one was the game. People want the game to be good because the game in the classic battle brawl Bakugan, it was bad. It was really bad. I have reason to believe, I can't actually share it with you, keep it a secret. I have reason to believe that they are giving a huge overhaul with the game. They are really focusing dead straight on the game, which everyone's already really assuming based on the leaks that's happened, based on the toys, but I have other information that I am not able to share with you yet because of cool things that may or may not happen in the future. I don't like to be super vague about this kind of stuff, but I have to, I'm sorry. The second place was the variety of toys. I totally thought you guys would be like, quality. We want the best plastic. We want my hair to get stuck in my mouth. We want just all the springs and the metal to be the best alloys you can afford. But no, you guys wanted variety. And personally, I want variety too, just because I'm a YouTuber, and the more variety they have, the more things I can open on the channel means the more videos I can make for you guys. So like, that's where I'm coming from, but I couldn't assume that with you guys, seeing as you guys are thinking of it in a totally different way than I am. So seeing that you guys also want a variety rather than just the quality focus makes me happy. Personally, I like that. Question 7. Out of the original cast, which do you want to see return? And this one I allowed people to click on as many as they wanted. Some of you guys clicked on all of them. Don't do that. That doesn't help at all. Like, you basically make your vote worthless by doing that, but okay. I was a little scared of this question because it's already been confirmed that Dan, or Reincarnation Dan, is already coming back. Like, he's already here, he's already there, we got him. So I was afraid that some of you guys would be like, no Dan, zero Dan, because it's already an option. But you guys were smarter than that, and a lot of you chose Dan at first, which I expected. I frankly thought Dan would be number 1. I thought he'd be number 1. Number 2, I thought would be Shun. Number 2, actually, no. I'm saying this wrong. What happened was Dan was first during the process of taking this, and then Masquerade launched past him, just exceeded him by a mile. I'm just like, whoa, people really like Masquerade. And keep in mind, this is Dan, Marucho, Julie, Runo, Shun, and Alice, and Masquerade. I totally thought people would be like, Alice, guys, Alice. But no, you guys were like, Masquerade. Then, just towards the end of it, everything changed. Everything changed. All of a sudden, Runo took first place. And here's the reason why. Like, Masquerade, super cool guy. Don't get me wrong, a lot of people I was talking to on Discord was like, hey, Masquerade's a really cool villain. And I'm like, totally got you. But there's these people who like to ship, the shippers, and they have a thing with Dan and Runo together, even though they're a horrible couple, and I don't agree with it, but hey, that's just my opinion. Shipping doesn't actually need to have any logic or basis in fact or any whatever. It's shipping, it's for fun. So, I'm sorry, I like this hat. I can't stop staring at myself with this hat. So that's my leading theory as to why Runo ended up winning. It's hard to say, but that's what I'm getting from this. The least popular character was Julie. I am offended by that. Okay, so it's not technically Julie. Julie was in last place for a lot of it. Then she and Marucho ended up tying for last place. And I'm like, okay. I was about to say, if Julie is worse than Marucho was just not interesting. The only reason people like Marucho is because of Preyas. Get real, guys. Get real. Julie was fun. Julie was quirky. Marucho was boring. My coffee already has a bug in it. Are you kidding me? I just made this. Personally, my vote, Julie. I like Julie. I want to see more Julie. Masquerade was A-okay also in my book, honestly. Shun was terrible. I don't like Shun. That is known on this channel. I do not like Shun. He was a jerkwad, and people keep going like, oh, but Shun has such a troubled past, and oh, Shun's mom is dying, and I'm like, just because you have a crappy situation doesn't give you the right to be a jerk. It doesn't give you the privilege of suddenly being better than everyone and being a jerk to everyone. And I'm like, no, that's not the right mindset. You don't get excuses for being a horrible person. So that's my little rant about Shun. But more importantly, Runo's number one for the most favored character to return. Julie and Marucho got last place. Julie is better than you guys think. Screw you guys. Next was, do you also play/watch BeyBlade? And this is more statistics for me and my channel, and because I see a lot of BeyBlade channels also jumping into the Bakugan bandwagon, and I wanted to see how many of you actually also tie in with the whole Bakugan, BeyBlade mixed fandom. And 65% of you said yes, you also play/watch BeyBlade. You're also in the BeyBlade fandom, which I kind of expected given everything I've seen, but having a solid number is very satisfying. I've been thinking about doing some BeyBlade content. I just need to actually start watching the show and actually start getting Beyblades, and I'm not sure what kind of content I'd actually do, so that's probably not gonna happen, but I can probably come up with a few Beyblade episodes for you guys. I can do something. I got a script for a Beyblade episode at least. Question 9, do you also play any trading card games? If so, which ones? This one is also just for me. This one's for me, my content. I'm sorry, I had to get some statistics on the people who I'm making videos for, and I like trading card games. This whole channel started off for trading card games. And so I'm actually surprised at the results. I thought it'd be Card Fight Vanguard, because at least I can tell you guys the Card Fight Vanguard players are very vocal on my channel. They're just like, hey, when you gonna make Vanguard content? Hey, you should do some box openings on Vanguard. Have you heard of this card game called Card Fight Vanguard? I'm like, yes, I have. Please stop. I've heard you. I've heard all of you. I read all the comments. All of your voices have been heard. But they're not the most popular ones. The most popular card game that you guys play also, the Bakugan and Yu-Gi-Oh! Players are mixed also, is actually, if I were to guess for a second choice, if I knew, like, hey, it's not Vanguard, my second guess would be Yu-Gi-Oh! Because anime aesthetic, I get it. Number 2 was Pokemon. I mean, like, come on. 2 most popular card games, the 3 most popular card games in the world. Number 1, Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Oh! Is the biggest card game in the world as far as I know. As far as all the research I've done, it's surprising how big Yu-Gi-Oh! Has gotten. People are all like, no, Magic's the biggest! No, guys, it's Yu-Gi-Oh! Second is Pokemon. I mean, I don't know if Pokemon's the second biggest in the world, most likely is, because Pokemon has a much stronger grasp on the global market as opposed to the US market. Those results aren't really that surprising if you consider the most popular card games. Finally, the final question, do you want to collect individual Bakugan more, or specialty toys, like the Voltron Drago or the Arena? This one, personally, I want the specialty toys. Because those ones are the cooler ones, those ones are the ones people collect more, those are the ones that, like, if you keep a sealed box of it, and you put it on eBay, like, 20 years later, it's boom, everyone just goes nuts. But you guys want individual Bakugan. 72% of you said you would prefer collecting individual Bakugan. Like, I get it. The individual Bakugan are cool. They better make some sort of method for carrying and collecting and storing your Bakugan. They did an okay job with that briefcase, with the segmented briefcase for all your Bakugan, but that became obsolete once they added the traps and the oddly shaped Bakugan, and I'm like, okay, so we can't use these anymore? You gonna come out with anything new? Nope. So, yeah. Individual Bakugan, understandable. Now, just so you guys understand, this is all the older fans. This is all the OG fans. This is not the new demographic. What's gonna happen is that the new demographic, the original fans, the people like me, people who grew up with the original show, are gonna be jumping on this, are gonna be going, woo, this is awesome, and we're gonna be spreading it like wildfire. And what Spin Master wants, at least they better want this, otherwise it's not gonna last, is they want the new demographic. They want the younger kids, they want the younger audience, they want the new generation to jump onto Bakugan, because then it'll create a more sustainable platform, more sustainable stream of revenue for them, and that's what they want. Be prepared for their voices to be listened to more than ours. And I know some of you may not like this. I know some of you may be going, Hermf, we have the money. What are you talking about? We're the ones who keep it alive. No, you aren't. No, you aren't. As much as I want to believe that, as much as I internalize that, it's just not how it works. The people who keep it alive are the parents of the kids. Who was buying your Bakugan when you were a kid? It was your parents. Your parents are the one with the money. Your parents are the one who were buying everything for you. It's the new generation's parents that will keep this alive. That's their target. That's who they're going to be appealing to. There's a lot of price speculation. Shout out to the Bakugan Wikia podcast. There was a podcast that they did, and they were talking about the pricing speculation. Individual Bakugan are suspected to be somewhere around $8 to $10, which is a little bit high for a single Bakugan. If you think about it like an impulse buy. If you think about it like an impulse buy, and you're just walking down the toy aisle, and the kid goes, Mommy, can I have this Bakugan? And the mom goes, how much is it? It's $10. And at $10, for someone with a decent income, like a $45,000 a year income-ish, that kind of range, that's an almost negligible amount of money. Just one time for this one purchase. The chances are they'll buy it. And Spin Master's going to be focusing on more of that happening every single time they go back to get groceries and the kid goes, can I have another Bakugan? And the mindset won't change of, oh, it's just $10, fine. And that's really how this kind of thing has always worked, and that's what you need to be expecting. So these results were cool. Watching these results just fight each other was awesome. 2, thank you guys for helping me out with this video. 3, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to comment or like or share. Sharing is preferable. I'd much prefer you guys to share it. That's a little bit more helpful for the channel if you want to help the channel. 4, if you guys like the hat, tell me, because I'm loving the hat and my ears are warm right now. It's so nice. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Stay beautiful and keep playing.